Moseley Road Baths was gifted to the people of Balsall Heath back in 1907. It opened to the public and it was really a bit of a bribe from Birmingham Corporation, which was the council at the time, in exchange for them becoming part of this growing city of Birmingham. Whilst it is a swimming pool, there are also 46 washing baths here where people would come. The swimming pools used to be covered over during the winter months and they were used for tea dances. It was also used as a casualty department during the Second World War. So the building has always adapted and changed and evolved to serve the needs of the community. And really everything that we're doing is really trying to continue that and embody it within our programming so that people who come here, people who live here, people who visit here have got this real connection to the place and feel that it is something that belongs to them and is of this community.
It is a public building and it is one that anybody should be free to enter. So that has been critical to kind of interrogate that in our programming approach. So I think with that, it's important to think about what heritage is. It isn't a static thing, it isn't something over there that people might not relate to or understand. It's something that we're constantly contributing to.
I first, as an adult, engaged with Moseley Road Baths when I worked for Birmingham Festival 2022, which was part of the Commonwealth Games, and Moseley Road Baths did a project for them as part of their Creative City grants. I saw that the baths were doing a pilot programme of activities, so that's the slipper baths, young curators, Balsall Heath's living room, and then the Imaginarium and the exchange with the library.
The Young Curators Steering Group is a group of 18 to 30-year-olds. There are 6 of us and we are all kind of becoming involved in curation and heritage work for the first time. We're all locals to Balsall Heath. I'm really excited to be part of such a cool emerging project. The heritage aspect has been really interesting because I've not really worked from a heritage perspective before. It's the first time I've been part of a job where I've had so many archives to go through. And I think it has just been really interesting looking at the fact that it's been such a community-based place the whole time the baths have existed. So trying to emphasise that we want to tell the stories of the community.
A major challenge when working with a heritage organisation is that people think it's not their heritage and it's not relevant to them.
So we've got quite a rich and diverse programme at Moseley Road Baths, and it all happens behind me in the Scala pool, which is quite unique. From pop-up events to weekly activities, a wellbeing community that's responded to what people have wanted in the space.
There are so many different groups that have been here, whether it's the women's swimming groups that have been here, the groups that are in the library here, the arts that have happened here, the music that's happened here. Loads of sports groups happen here as well. And I think it's just very clear that a space like this is needed, especially as young people nowadays. There are so few places you can go to that are free and that encourage creativity.
We're currently on a course run by Open Theatre and Culture Central, looking at accessibility and volunteering. That will provide a lot of learnings for us in how we can provide accessible volunteering opportunities in the future. The key ways we're trying to overcome those barriers is giving time to artists and our audiences, make sure they feel heard and that they have a way to contribute to that more accessible and inclusive future.
For me, the final goal of what we're doing is that local people have a home here where they feel themselves represented. So it's really about this building being a place that meets the needs of people on the immediate doorstep.
Moseley Road Baths is on the precipice of a huge amount of change. This is the culmination of 2 decades of community activism and protesting to save the baths. Over the next 7 years, Moseley Road Baths will be undergoing £32.7 million worth of capital repairs and restoration to safeguard its future and make it more accessible. It will open up new spaces in the baths that are currently out of use. In 2016, the baths was put on the World Monuments Fund to watch list, and this was the catalyst that brought together a coalition of partners: the National Trust, World Monuments Fund, Historic England, Birmingham City Council, the CIO and the Friends of Moseley Road Baths.
I'd really encourage people to follow our journey, engage with us through our social media, through our newsletter, and be part of this longer term journey. This is just the start. There will be exciting things coming up over the next few years. Be a part of this, jump in.